when we talk about leadership here, I think there's a question that we've come into quite a lot.
Yeah.
Obviously, a leader builds good teams.
Yes.
But to be a leader, there's certain kind of elements that you wouldn't necessarily delegate, you know, where you think like this, I'll take this one. So what would you say those are? What would you say that is important as the leader to take decisive action on?
Yeah, bad news. So,
yeah.
You know, deal with it, deal with it and action it and get it out of the way. And, you know, don't sugarcoat it. Don't sugarcoat it. Just be honest with where you're at, and don't hide from it. And, you know, ultimately, I suppose, David, if we don't deliver, it's my head on the block. So I take accountability for everything and anything that we do as a business. But of course, I don't do everything that we do as a business. And other members of our team do that. But humbleness is something I believe in very much so. And, you know, listen to what's going on in the business. And I'm very careful to understand how everyone's feeling, either directly with people in the team or with their leadership team, really just checking in and making sure that they're okay, and really probably boring them with asking them how okay they are.
I think that's one of the key things, isn't it? You know, we both worked on big sales floors in the past.
Yes.
When a decision's made or someone leaves or something happens, then you go back on the sales floor or on the office floor, and then you can see what's happening and you can kind of sense the room, can't you?
Yeah,
One of our previous chats, we were talking with a guy who did a lot of change management. Yeah. When you're working in this remote way, you cannot read the room, can you? So that over communicating, talking one-to-ones on video calls becomes incredibly important, doesn't it? Just to really get the sense of what people are thinking.
I agree. And also as well, David, you know, we've been in a fortunate position where we haven't had to make any, you know, people changes to the business during the COVID crisis. But, you know, where we've had people leave the business in the past, I always think it's important that people are allowed to leave the business respectfully with their head held high. And we really, I believe, treat people with the utmost respect here, and we really listen to them. Are we perfect as a business? I'm sure we're not, right? And I really respect in most things, but yeah, we treat people, I think, with the dignity and respect that they deserve. But I suppose, David, if I'm totally honest with you, the humdrum of day-to-day business, whilst I do find it interesting, I like solving problems. So when the COVID crisis arrived, I actually welcomed it, right? I welcome a challenge. I welcome the ability to fix things, and I welcome the ability to solve problems. So I've actually quite enjoyed the last 3 months.
I think I've got this kind of saying, it makes you feel alive, right? You know, when you're doing same sort of stuff, checking your spreadsheets, doing your budgets, things are going along okay. And even when things are going well, I mean, you're celebrating it, but, you know, is a leader and a workplace really kind of comes out, and a team really comes out when you're in moments of struggle.
Yeah.
And I do think, you know, you wake up, right, I've got to get these things sorted out. And I think it's a key thing. And as a leader, again, if you can get that into your people's minds, you know, you were talking about being positive before. If you can say, look, I know this is a, you know, nightmare, but you'll learn more from this than you ever will from doing your average day-to-day business. You know, this is learning. This is like work school.
It is. I wasn't fortunate enough to do an MBA, and I might not ever get to do one, David, but this is the ultimate business test, right? And if you can survive and thrive in what people are calling a greater depression and the Great Depression, and what potentially might be worse than the great financial recession back 10 years ago or so, you know, that gives you a lot of confidence. And, you know, coming out of the last recession, David, you know, the business that I was in took off like a rocket ship. And of course, we were down at zero, but that gave me a lot of confidence to navigate this particular crisis. And it's been quite different, I suppose, David. I don't know about your business, but, you know, when the COVID crisis kicked off, I prepared in my mind for, you know, us to lose all the contractors that we manage on behalf of our clients. And I fully
that focus on profit and productivity.
Exactly.
called survival, right? So survival is a whole different
Yeah,
thing. You know, then
exactly.
it's only now that leaders are really starting to think about, right, okay, I've survived. How am I
Yeah,
going to get back? I guess
exactly.
that's the harder job, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, it is, and you know we fought the fires as they arose, and you know, David, I'm incredibly blessed in this respect, and I don't want to sound quasi-religious, but I've got a fantastic leadership team around me. It's just not about me, right? And you know, I've got a great leadership team in our operations and client service, and she is particularly committed, Hannah, to making sure that we provide the best possible service. And then I've got Eamon, who's our finance director, CFO for Europe, and he's an incredibly commercially aware guy. And
Very good. We've
yeah,
used him a lot. He's a very
exactly.
useful man.
Yeah, and you know, that team, and then our team amongst teams, and then our CEO and CEO. We've got a really close, direct, transparent, friendly working relationship. We have a lot of fun, David. Actually, it's
Yeah.
really enjoyable working with them, and you know, we we try to create an environment where people can be themselves here, David. Obviously, there has to be some boundaries, right? You know, for legal reasons and HR reasons and what not. But we wanted to create, and I think we've been successful in creating an environment where people can be themselves, and they can be themselves, but it be efficient and effective at their job. And I think this COVID crisis really separates those who are able to do their job and do their job well, and those that aren't. And I think it's quite telling in different organizations, from speaking to peers and other businesses about the work from home shift. For us, as I said, it hasn't been a problem because we've been used to that.